everyone. Welcome back. We're so glad you're joining us for another episode of Writer's Chat, where we talk about all things writing and writerly. That is one of my favorite words. I'm here today with Melissa Stroh, who's one of our co-hosts on Writer's Chat occasionally, and also back again with Rhonda Dragomir of the Dragomir Group, who is sharing information today on content for your website. Whether you're here in person or watching replay, we're really glad that you're joining us. Just a real quick intro for Rhonda. She and her husband live in Kentucky in horse country. She is an award-winning writer. Her work has appeared in different Christian, I can't even talk, chicken soup anthologies, plus Spark magazine, correct? And she puts out a terrific newsletter called Writer's Life Hacks. So if you haven't had an opportunity to sign up for that, you'll want to do that, which I'm sure you can do on your website at rhondadragomir.com. Real quick, it's RHONDADRAGOMIR.com. So you want to do that. Rhonda is very skilled at designing websites and helping writers with their websites and other design activities. And we have just been very thankful to have her with us several times now to talk about how to make your website look really good and really positive and to be appealing to people, and also to do critiques, which has been a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some more of that. And today we're going to focus primarily on content for your website. So Rhonda, take it away.
Thank you, Connie. It's always a joy to be with you on Writer's Chat.
Thanks.
And I'll just say that, you know, the skills that I learned in website development and Microsoft Word and so forth, I worked for a Christian mission. And it's wonderful at this point in my life to bring those skills and find out some of our life skills apply to the writing profession that we might not think they do. So that's been the case for me. And I've enjoyed sharing what God has taught me. I think that's part of what we do as believers is share with one another the good things that God has done for us. So we've already had several chats about websites. I will say today, Josh McMasters has a beautiful website. We're going to visit his site. I've been emailing Josh, and his life is interfering for Josh right now. And he's a minister. I know my husband is a minister, and I tell you, folks, we need to pray for people in ministry, and especially when they're trying to do something else like writing. The pressures can be pretty intense, especially on your time. So I miss him today, and we'll visit his website because he has some great ideas.
Well, yeah, let him know that we miss him too, because he is such a pleasure to have anytime. So
he is. And we'll wrangle him back on here when life slows down a little bit for him.
Okay.
We've already discussed, why authors need websites. I think everybody knows that. If you don't understand that, then get onto the Writer's Chat videos and watch that. And we've talked about elements of good website design. We've done critiques of one another's websites a little bit, and I find that just very much fun. I like looking at other people's ideas. And let me just tell you something. If you see a good idea and you implement that on your website, that does not make you a crook. That makes you creative. And I am always looking for good ideas that I can copy. And they say, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And I flatter a lot of people. So we'll just say that. And I see content on other sites, and I'm like, how can I do that? And the how is sometimes pretty tough.
Well, and you make it your own, right? I mean, so you see a good idea, but you're formatting it, or you're changing it, and you're putting your information in there. So it's not going to be copy paste plagiarizing kind of.
No. It's the concept.
Exactly.
Just like, if I read a great book and I'm like, I could write something like that, I would not plagiarize the book.
Right.
I would produce something with my own ideas and my own images and so forth. So we've talked about basic website building and kind of the nuts and bolts. And I know a lot of people use WordPress, and I'm learning WordPress, and it's painful. I agonize. I'm building a brand new website for the Kentucky Christian Writers Conference, and I've got a deadline. I've got to get it up by Friday this week, and it's really driving me nuts because it doesn't always do what I want it to do. But I want to be creative. As writers, I think it is imperative that we be creative on our websites, because who wants to read the book of a writer whose website is just as dry as toast? I mean, nobody wants to do that. If I'm thinking, well, I might like to read what she's written, and then I go to their website and it's just boring, I'm like, well, maybe her book isn't going to be so great either. So I hate to say it, but that you have, really, they say you have 3 to 5 seconds, as I read this somewhere, to capture somebody's attention when they hit your homepage. And if you don't, the statistics, the longer, the shorter their time, the more likely they are to leave. You see, so a 3-second visitor is a lot more likely to leave your site than a 30-second visitor. So that's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. So, today we're going to look at some creative things, and that word is really important for us. What can you do to improve the experience for your website visitor? If you were entertaining someone in your home, you would set the table. You would be sure that you had your best recipes. You would dust, and you might get the dust bunnies out from under the table. You would just make sure that things were polished and ready for visitors. And your website needs to be the same way. How can you make them want to come back? Because let's all admit, we don't just want visitors. We want repeat visitors. Yeah. And not just your mother, okay? So you want people coming back because they're interested in what you're saying and what you're doing. Your website is home base for your media presence, but you want a lot of home runs in order to really score, okay? So you can make your website work for you. Some people think, oh, Facebook is where everybody is. Yes, but Facebook is maybe first base, okay? Your website is home base, and you want people circling the bases and coming home on a regular basis, because that's how you win. So how can you entice your website visitors to come again? Well, number one, you have to have interesting content. And you have to have the basics. And we've talked about the basics already. You need to have a really attractive, informative homepage, somewhere people can land and say, okay, who is this person? And that homepage should say who you are. You need to have a great about page. This is who I am. This is what I do. Everyone knows you need to have a great contact page. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to illustrate for you some of these by going out onto actual websites of writers and let you see what other people are doing, because that might impact what you choose to do. So once again, I'm going to share my screen, and this means that I cannot see the chat questions. So if you have a question,
we'll make sure Melissa and I both will be looking.
You need to ask me out loud. Okay, so we're going to share the screen here. The very first thing I want to show you, I've got a lot of tabs open. I want to show you that I don't really know this person. I'm going to tell Tracy that she uses the Right Life, because I don't think she's authorized to use that, in my opinion. But I want you to see, here's this woman named Nicole Deeker, I think is her name. And this is her homepage. Okay, but if I click over here, can everyone see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. If I click contact and follow, look how easy she's made it. Number one, look at all the white space.
Yeah.
Nothing competing with, she's going to make it very, very easy for you visually. Plus her hyperlinks are blue. They're orange when I hover. Orange is a great color for getting attention, okay? So the best way to get in touch with me, and she uses a Gmail address, which I find interesting, because I usually recommend people use a professional, like Nicole@NicoleDeeker.com. That's what I would advise her to do. There are links to her Twitter and Tumblr. And then she uses Instagram to share what I'm reading and where I'm going. Follow me on Goodreads. Sign up for my tiny letter to get updates on her biographies and so forth. But I just wanted to show you that. There's nothing really splashy about this. But look at how easy it is. That's what you want to make your contact page really easy. And you want to be sure that whatever is on your page is something that is really exciting. Okay, so some of us as authors, we are in print. Some of us are not. So I'm going to show you my homepage here real quickly. And just let you see a few things that I've done, not because I'm bragging, but because I think they're good ideas. Okay, so first of all, you saw motion on any of animation on any of your elements. Don't get carried away, but animation is interesting. But you see my tabs across here. I have a home page, about page. Find the Pony is my blog. We've already talked about that. Then I've got a page where it says in print. And I've got a lot of tabs open. So that's what's going on here. That's why it's kind of slow. But you see here, these are things that I've got in print. You want to be sure that if you have something in print, it's well featured. Okay? So I've got 3 stories now in Chicken Soup. I've got Spark Magazine, a couple of flash fiction stories. I am not, prolific, not yet. I'm trying to be. I don't have a major book of my own. But right here you see my story, Christmas Upside Down. And can you see my image over there on the right? Can everybody see that on my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you look here, reversed. Well, rats, the words come up backwards.
They do on the, they do.
Yeah, they're giving us a mirror image. But my books just pre-shipped to me from the publisher. I have a story coming out in there this year. So it's already on my website. And in fact, if you click here, you can go to Amazon and you can buy it. Now, Chicken Soup would really love you to do that. But it is a writing credit. It is part of who I am. Okay.
Absolutely.
Rhonda, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it? I noticed that. So that's about to release, but you don't have it at the top.
No.
So that's not seen first. Is that because you have a different favorite book?
You know what? I am thinking chronologically and not necessarily marketing wise. And that is a very good idea. There are things about my website. I am constantly, how can I can't believe I did that. I want to, and you're absolutely right. It should be first.
It should be.
And it should go in reverse chronological order. You're absolutely right. So now I've got something to do this afternoon.
But now, if you had a book that was solely yours, that should be at the top, in my opinion.
Yes, the top of the page is always featured. Whatever you want to feature should be right there at the top. But some of you say, well, I don't have anything in print yet. I got an email from someone, and it was a Writers Chat person, and she's not present today. But she's like, well, I really want a website, but I don't have much to put on it. I don't have much to say. Oh, you did. I have here, and I've shown you this before, a tab that's got in production.
I love that.
I'm writing right now, and I have gone so far because I'm a graphics person, and graphics is my main forte. I have made these little images, for the books that I'm writing. I'm about ready to add another one here. The Day Zero manuscript here, I've entered in the Ohio Christian Writers Conference. It won first place in spec fiction at the Right to Publish conference.
Yay.
I'm going to have a consultation, a critique. I'm scheduling a critique with somebody that I hope will be my agent. In case he's watching this, he'll know that I'm plotting. I'm plotting behind the scenes. I would really like him to be my agent. I don't have an agent yet, but he's on my website. So if he asks me about it and what am I doing to promote it, well, here it is. And I've got a little Read More tab where you can see that I've got more about it, a longer, this is the back cover blurb. I've got what awards I won. And down here, if you click, you can actually, I will let you read an excerpt from the book. Now, this is formatted. I went ahead into InDesign and formatted it because I can do that. And here it is in the form of a book. Okay, so people can read the first chapter, and at the end of this PDF, I've said Day Zero is still in production. If you're interested in becoming part of my launch team, Do you see it? Some people might say, oh, that's really hype. She doesn't even have an agent or a publisher yet. Listen, this shows that I am hopeful. And your website should be full of hope. Even if you're not published yet, your website should say, I believe in myself. I believe in the journey that I'm on. I believe in God's, as a believer, I believe he's with me. So if you want to be a part of my launch team, email me, okay, for day 0. Now, do I know when that's going to be? No, don't have a clue. I hope it'll be soon, okay? And I'm saying here I've written the complete plot. I've got it all plotted out. Chapters 1 through 3 are finished. And now I'm preparing a book proposal. So I'm saying my progress. So there's an idea. Have an introduction. And I've got 3 books here. I may do some more, all right?
It also shows that you're busy and you're productive and you're actually doing something. You know, you're not just dreaming of being a writer someday. You're doing something. Yeah.
And blogs are great. Blogs are immediate. But most people don't make a career out of writing blogs. Not most people. But that is not my career goal. If my career goal was to be a blogger and earn money that way, I would do this differently. But that's not my career goal. My career goal is to have a book published by a major Christian publishing house that's available across the nation, okay? So your website has to reflect your goals. And this is my goal. And this website says clearly, this is my goal.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show you something, though, very creative. You know, I showed you, I made a PDF. You can download the PDF and look at it. But here's something from the New York Times. Ireland wanted to forget. Ireland, Melissa. But the dead don't always stay buried. If I scroll down through here, look how lost children is Dan Barry, the lost children of Tom, Ireland. Okay, and here's a great story. Look as I scroll down here. You can probably Google that and come up with this article. But this is a long article, but I wanted to show you the creativity of this. Look at this. Do you see that? Now, folks, that is just a video, and it loops in the background. This is very simple to do in WordPress.
Wow.
Okay. So he's talking about the ritual and remember. In Ireland, the departed stay present. Okay, this guy happens to be a fabulous writer too. Okay, but he's showing off. This really is showing off. And look, and here's an image. And this is a very, very creative content. Help them, them poor children. And look, here's waiting for the crucifixion. Look at that, just kind of flash. That is just simply a setting on WordPress that says with this element, I want to highlight it, give it a flash. It's very simple. Okay, so would you not want to keep reading? Yeah. Oh, absolutely, I would. It's all black and white, so there's nothing really, and there are some hyperlinks and stuff in them. But I thought that was extremely creative. I really enjoyed seeing that. So part of what we need to do is, if we do provide excerpts, to make them creative. Now, you may see this and say, well, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. You may say, no, that is not an author website. No, it's not. But it's illustrating something that I want you to know. First of all, there are trends. How many of you would go to church and wear plaid palazzo pants or send your husband in a leisure suit? You would never do that. Nor would you present yourself. You are following trends in clothing, right? We all follow them, some of us more closely than others. There are trends in website design. And one of the things I did in the chat, the very first 3 entries in chat, there's a great article that I've referred you to about web design trends for 2018.
Oh, nice.
I want to show you this trend because this will shake up your design a little bit. This is called broken grid. How many of you have been on websites? Even my website is a grid. We have one block with a whole column. Then we have a block with 3 columns. Then we have a block, right? watch this website. This is a picture of a homepage as I scroll down. Number one, that is off center. How dare they put that off center? Okay. And look here, these don't match. This one is bigger than these two. This is about sound systems, I guess. And look, you can't see all of that picture. It's hidden back there. But you see there's no grid on this website. And this will blow your mind. Okay? No grid at all. This is a design trend. And it's very attractive. It says this website is really fresh. Okay? So if you want your website to stand out, you should just get onto Google, type in broken grid layout. Broken grid layout. You'll find all kinds of ideas. You'll find all kinds of examples. You can just go through the Google images on broken grid layout and you'll get really inspired. Then you need to teach your website program how to design a broken grid layout. Okay, and I found a great tutorial on Divi, which is what Josh McMasters uses, Divi, and it was fabulous. So but you need to know what the trends are. Another thing you need to do is to learn to use negative space. Now here I'm on my friend Josh Masters' homepage. Do you know what negative space is, right? Your eye needs white space to rest. Okay, something on the screen where nothing's happening. Look at the beautiful white space on his site. Look, there's nothing over here but his kind of paper texture background, which is a neutral. Okay, and here you see he's actually promoting his blog, and he's promoting Writers Chat. Actually, he's got your meme back. Okay, and his book, Front and Center, Order, Learn More. Okay.
It does seem too that another trend, I'm sorry to interrupt, but just as we're looking at these websites, you know, I can remember when it was the trend was to have sidebars on both sides and just the thing in the middle. And then it, you know, that's kind of shifted, but now we're looking, there are no sidebars at all often on.
No, a sidebar immediately tells you that somebody is stuck in the past, especially if a sidebar is on every single page. You know, and the website that I'm redesigning right now had the same sidebar on every page. I'm like, why would you waste that much real estate?
Yeah.
You see what happened here when I scroll up? There comes his book again, a free prayer guide. Okay, and how things are coming in from the left and they're coming in from the right. And he was an actor, and there's things. Okay, so when I say creative content, you should make the negative space work for you, and negative space is a trend. Okay, so it is important that you kind of know, if you want to say, I want my website to be really awesome, well, you need to know what awesome looks like this year, and next year it'll be different. Okay, so you need to stay up with website trends using modern design. Now, one trend is also, I'm going to show you on another website. And this is Bethany Moorhead's website.
Oh, very pretty.
Okay. Some of you know Bethany Moorhead. I'm stuck here. Okay. What I wanted to show you was her banner image. Now her husband is a web designer, and he has a great design company called Pubzoo. But I am sure that he designed this image. And look, it is not a photograph. And he ignored the advice I gave you, Melissa, not to take up so much space and make people scroll. Okay. And he is making people scroll. But what else do you notice about this? Do you see some broken grid trends? I definitely do. Okay. But you may look at this and say, well, that's really awesome, Rhonda, but I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on custom images. Guess what? You don't need to. I'm going to show you something else here real quick. I'm going to bring you in to the photo editing program that I was telling you about. Do you remember me telling you about a free program called Paint.net? And I thought, well, they've got a paid version. How much is it? On the Windows store, it is $3.99. I think most of you, if you want to skip, a meal at fast food, and so I showed you, right? This, to me, that looks kind of like feathers. I guess they're really leaves, okay? But I just love this image. But you can do something similar. I went online and I thought, well, here, I've got some feathers. Let's say that maybe I want to use these feathers as an image on my website. But it's a picture. And I know the illustrations are really cool. Here on the taskbar, I can come up to effects, and I can say artistic, and I can say make this an oil painting. Okay, I'm going to go really broad with my brush strokes and so forth, and here it is as an oil painting. Watch this. Do you see how it went from a photo to an oil painting?
I did not. I don't know whether my thing is
can't really see
or something. Well. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. That's all right. But I'm going to do a little more with it. I'm going to stylize it a little bit, and I want to put it into relief. Okay. Now, did you see that?
Yeah, I see that change. Yeah.
It could be I didn't start with the original photograph because I was playing with this yesterday. So I say, okay, I like that. That's got some relief. It looks more like a watercolor now, doesn't it? But you say, I don't like the color. I really don't want purple, yellow, and green. If I come in here to the hue and saturation, I'll move this window so you can watch this magic. Do you see all these options I have? Ooh, teal and fuchsia and lime.
The options aren't showing up. I don't know what. Do you have another screen open on top of this one?
No.
You still see Bethany Moorhead's picture.
Yeah. Oh, yes. All I'm seeing is Bethany's picture too. Yeah.
All right. Well, rats.
Yeah.
It's so cool on my screen.
Well, yeah. Tina says she thinks you might be sharing on the wrong screen. We're not sure what's going on, Rhonda, but no, it's not. I mean, I saw little black boxes a couple times, and then they disappeared. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, so much for that demonstration.
We tried.
But what I'm saying is, with even the basic photo editing program, you can add artistic filters that will change the colors, that will turn it into an oil painting. I could turn it into a charcoal sketch. I could do all kinds of things with it. Okay.
Wow.
So this probably started as an image.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be a great artist to do that. So now, just so I'm wondering, do you see Bethany's website here?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, we'll keep moving on. That was just a flop. I learned more when I flop than when
it's okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
So illustrations right now are more impressive than photos.
How about that?
So that's a trend. Also a trend, and this will remain a trend, is the whole idea of videos. And video content is huge. This is Michelle Chenoweth's site. I've heard Michelle at a writer's conference, and one of the things that she has done, now you can see the screen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to make it bigger. Just Control and plus. If you didn't know that, if you hold down the Control key and hit your plus, it makes the website bigger so you can see it. That was for free. She has trailers. Just like a movie has a trailer, she has book trailers. Have any of you seen these before?
I've seen trailers, not her specific ones.
Well, here's a great one. I'm just going to play it for you. Okay, now you may not have been able to hear all of the fabulous music and stuff, but does that not interest you? And would that not make you come back?
Yeah.
Say to somebody else, I saw this really cool. Part of it is the music choice, honestly, and I don't think her other book trailers are as good as this one. But you also, there are lots of programs these days that make videos. And they're really simple. Windows has a movie maker. And learning how to use them is really not that hard. I will tell you, I use a program that I learned about 15 years ago, and I just keep updating because I like it. It's only 50 bucks. It's called Corel, C-O-R-E-L, Video Studio. I use Video Studio, and it gives me this timeline at the bottom where I lay in pictures, I lay in titles, I lay in music, I lay in narration if I've got narration, and at the end, I've got a video, and it'll let me put it out for computers, it'll let me put it on a DVD, lots and lots of things you can do to create a book trailer. They're also not expensive to do. And the Dragomir Group is going to, sorry, Annette, self-promotion, but
That's
I'm
okay, we allow it.
I'm going to start offering to do these, and they're not going to be that expensive depending on how long they were. And I asked someone else, how much would it cost? They said 200 bucks. Now, that is an investment, and I would not invest that money unless I had a book coming out or already out. But that's a great thing. But I want to show you, you say, well, I don't have a book, Rhonda, to promote, so what video could I use? Well, guess whose site we're going to be
Oh, Jeannie.
Jeannie's website. And you know, you can record with Zoom, folks. The same program that we're watching, you can record yourself on Zoom, make your own video, and looky here.
Welcome to my website and my blog. My name's Jean Wise. I'm a writer, speaker, spiritual director, retreat leader, and associate ministry deacon at my local church. I am the person behind this website and the blog, healthyspirituality.org. And
don't you want to just stay and listen to all 8 minutes of Jean's video? Yeah. Now, I really, she did a great job on this. It is 8.5 minutes, and I don't know how many people will stay for 8.5 minutes. I might break it up into other ones, but maybe you want to talk about your writing journey. Maybe something interesting happened in your family. Maybe you want to talk about your motivation for writing a certain story, or why you are a writer. There's lots of things you can tell with a video on your website, and it is not hard on WordPress. WordPress has a basic plugin that you use to embed a video into your website. I loved that. And so this video and animation would really be attractive to make somebody come back. And let's just acknowledge, we are a movie-oriented, video-oriented culture. We are. And as much as you and I, we love the written word that stays there in black and white and says what we want it to say, and is there for all eternity, hallelujah, until Jesus comes. Well, a lot of younger folks especially are really into videos, and we need to be wiser about that. Another trend that you need to understand, and another creative content, is something called interactive content. Now, if I ask you just out, put interactive content on your website, would you know what on earth I'm talking about? Anybody? I'll put you on. Okay, well, we all understand the word interactive, right?
Yeah.
That means we do something together, we interact. Interactive content means I want you to respond to me somehow. And when we critiqued Melissa's site, one of the things I said to her, she had enabled comments on all of her pages, and not only had she enabled them, which is a brave thing to do, she had responded to them. And, you know, we live in a world where sometimes people won't be nice. So I won't recommend that you let any content up on your website, comments that have not been vetted. You have to read them first and approve them, and then let them up on your website. You do that, right, Melissa?
Yes, I do. And I have the option to delete comments.
Right. Okay, so keep some control, but let people comment. Comments enabled on your site are easy way to interact with people. And one of the things I put in the writer's chat up in the very beginning, I put a link to plugins that best plugins for comments, and there are many. WordPress has one integrated. There's one called Disqus, Discus. Looks like Discus. Drives my writer editor just bonkers that it's Discus instead of Disqus. But there are lots of ways to enable comments on your website. So I want to take you though to somebody who is really great, and it's terrible. Well, it's not terrible. I made a conscious decision never to read Harry Potter because I have real strong convictions about that. They may not be your convictions, they're my convictions. I want to tell you whatever else J.K. Rowling does, she knows how to promote. And here's her website called Pottermore, okay? So here she's been at Comic-Con, all right? Look here, play our History of Magic, what is that? Quiz, all right? And, you know, I'm not keen on this content, but it was beautifully presented. And here's a quiz. Have you ever thought about putting a quiz on your website? Okay, so here's now she's done it as a video, but I also want to tell you, you can go out on the internet and there are lots of websites that will help you build a quiz that you can embed on your website. So Melissa, here's an idea for you. You left all the Ireland and stuff. So you can do a quiz and people can score themselves. I mean, people love quizzes. I want to take you to a website here. Now stop that, Mr. Barr. You are really irritating me. Called, oh, and I did not really mean to do that. Oh, and I just lost all my other ones.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. That opened a new window. That's why I'm not panicked. No, not me. Okay. This is Jetpunk. Okay. And what they do is they'll let you create quizzes and this is just a quizzing website. Okay. And yesterday's quiz was all about alliteration. Oh, I love alliteration. So the first answer, the question, the answer was cold cuts and Cape Cod and everything double C. Okay. I love quizzes. Here it is, the one I was on. I'll just show you. Alliteration by the letter C. So I start the quiz. Betty, I am here all day. I have nothing else to do. So Massachusetts Peninsula, and here I type in my answer. It's Cape Cod. And when I hit enter, oh, I got it right. Another name for global warming. Somebody holler it out. What is it?
Climate control? Or what is it? That's not right, is it?
Climate change. I took this yesterday.
Okay.
I'm really not this smart, but this was yesterday. He discovered the new world.
Christopher Columbus.
Okay, we're not going to stay here all day, but do you see how fun that is? A quiz is something really fun that you can do on your website. And like I said, there are several options for you to make a quiz. Even if you just pop up the questions on a PDF and then with another PDF, here's the answers. That's easy. Everybody can do that. If you have Word, you can put up a PDF. Then there's a quiz, something interactive where they can say, I learned something, okay? So I love the idea of a quiz. A quiz is interactive content.
Let me just put a little thing in there too. My publisher for my Misty Willow series, so there's 3 books, so there are 3 heroes and 3 heroines. And they created quizzes like which heroine are you most alike and which, would be your hero. And
Okay.
it's been really good to have that. And when I've done like Facebook parties and things, that's part of what I use for that content. And people just love it. And it's really fun and shows interest in the books and shows, there are 3 very distinctive heroines and 3 very distinctive heroes in these stories too, which is nice.
That is interactive, but I would not call that per se a quiz. I'd call that a survey.
Oh,
And that's another kind of interactive content is a survey. And there's a website called surveymonkey.com where you can create surveys that you can embed in your website. And I will say some of this sounds a little daunting. I've never done some of these things, okay? I would have to go out and I would have to learn how to do something, but some things are worth doing. And if you're going to invest some time and some money into a website, you really want it to be interactive. Give me a reason to come back. So this week's quiz was one thing. Next week, and I would put a teaser, I love teasers, on the bottom. Next week's quiz, because they'll come back. This is what we want. We want them to come back. So quizzes, comments, surveys, all of those are interactive content. And that is something that you really want to learn how to do on your website. And need I say really that your content needs to be fresh. It has to be fresh. If the same thing is on your website that was there 3 months ago, in fact, I'm going to say if the same stuff is on your website that was there a month ago and it has not changed, it's stale.
That's guilt.
It's
I'm
stale.
guilty.
How many of you would go to the fridge and pull out and eat a sandwich you ate a month ago?
Yeah.
No. Websites have to be fresh. So you have updates on your workshops and so forth. This is Michelle Medlock Adams' website. Beautiful. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful website. What a family. Are they just all like superstar good looking? I talked to you about branding, right? And Michelle has branded herself with leopard print, okay? If you go, I guarantee I met her at several conferences. If you go to her conferences, you are going to find leopard print. She'll be wearing it or her hand out or whatever. But she's got a slideshow here, which is visually, she's got this Dinosaur Devotions is her new book. So guess what? It's featured. All right. So news and events. If we come here to news and announcements, I did this yesterday, so I'd be sure not to embarrass her really, okay? Because now this content is from 2017, all right? So she might want to update some of this. And actually, she's doing the same thing I did. This is chronological. Her new stuff is at the bottom, I'll bet. No, maybe not. But, you know, you want your news and announcements or whatever to be fresh. Updates on awards you've won, prizes. I put on my Facebook author page when I've entered a contest, you know, and if I've won a contest, those kinds of things should be on your website. Teasers for what's coming. Have you ever thought of announcing an announcement?
That's a good idea.
Big announcement coming October 3rd. Okay? And you can even put in one of those little countdown timers. How many days to the big announcement? You know, people will come back. And we have to think a little bit like the corny version of Madison Avenue, you know, in some ways. And some people would say that is just shameless. Well, if it gets them coming back, and if it's done tastefully, you know, we're gonna do it. Now, another thing, and I'm going to finish here, and then I'm going to open things up for questions. Another idea I want to say is give somebody something. Okay, if I want them to come back, I'm going to leave little breadcrumbs, and they will follow me, right? If I leave breadcrumbs, somebody's going to follow and say, "What's that all about?" Well, Michelle does a really good job of this on her website. I'm going back to her homepage, and notice how prominent her sign up is here. Let's see. Wait a minute. She has here writing tips and resources. Now she has a huge website, folks. Don't get all intimidated by that. But she gives away her conference handouts. That's pretty generous. You know, they display below as the event nears. Click here to view my resources for writers handout. It's a PDF. I open it. Here she's got a list of resources for writers. And Michelle's specialty is children's books, okay? But that's not all there is. Look at this. All this information. She gives you the ISBN and where you can buy it, magazines and newsletters, international writers groups and associations, national writers, goodness, websites you'll find helpful. would you not say, this lady is generous? Look at all this.
Yes, she
She's
is.
given me FREE on her website. All right. So the whole idea of giving something to readers, viewers, visitors, whatever you want to call them, so they'll come back, that's great. And she has been very generous. She invests her time in helping other people. So what feeling do you have toward Michelle if you're on her website?
Yeah. Warm fuzzies. Yeah.
Warm fuzzies. Wow, I like this lady. I want to come back. I want to go and see her somewhere where she's speaking. In fact, I might like to have a one-on-one with her. And I actually have had a one-on-one with Michelle. I came away like I'd been jolted with 220 electricity. Zapped me. And it was really exciting. And she gave me some great ideas. Okay, and you can tell that just from her website. This is what I'm saying to you about how you can be so inspired. And I visited here is Susan May Warren's website. She's going to be the speaker at the Kentucky Christian Writers Conference, and I'm getting to know her. But here she's got a beautiful image, and here's her latest release. Okay, and there are her books up front, beautiful covers on these books. Oh my goodness, are they gorgeous? Coming soon. What's coming next? So I would say just pick out your favorite writer, Christian writer, whoever, get on their website, see what it is that inspires you. And I hope you've been inspired today. So I'm just going to throw it open. We have a few minutes left. If anyone has a question.
We had a question about the name of the quiz. So we know SurveyMonkey for surveys. What was the quiz?
The quiz one, where was I? It was Jet something.
Yeah, Jet. I can't remember it either. Is that it up there? I can't. Oh, that's Josh's.
Well, I know what I can do. Jet Punk. Now they will let you create an account and create a quiz. What I don't know, because I haven't tried it, is whether then I can download that quiz and put it on my website. I don't know if this site does that or not. My illustration here was just to let you know how fun this is. You know, if you're like me, I love quizzes. But there are, because I Googled this in prep for today, there are lots of, they say, create a quiz for your website. Okay, that's all you have to Google, create a quiz for your website.
Nice.
And it will let you create them and download them, and might even give you advice on how to use them. Anyone else with a question?
Feel free to come back on.
I'm going to stop my screen share.
Yeah, if you stop the screen share, and yeah, anyone who wants to come on, please do. If you need help, let us know. And if you have a question or a comment, we'd love to hear it. Hi, Sophia. Mary, hi. Glad you guys are with us. Anyone else want to come on? And if you have particular questions about your website too, we can try to answer that really quick as well. This has been helpful for me. I've written down some things now that I want to, and now it's like I want to work on it all afternoon, and I know I can't.
It does that to me too. I've got big dark circles under my eyes. I've got tons of concealer on because I was up late last night thinking about some of these things. I will say, now that I see the chat, Corel Video Studio has only one L.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
Corel Video Studio. And I've done that. I made my daughter's a video for her wedding using Corel Video Studio. I used it to produce videos that were projected, and hundreds of people watched them at our fundraisers. It's a really nice program.
And you said it's like $50 a year?
No, it's $50 altogether for
that. Oh, okay. And once you have it, you have it. Okay.
Yeah. And you have to buy upgrades. But I really enjoy it.
Cool. Any questions from anybody else? We've got a couple minutes left. Okay. Well, Rhonda, you must have done a very comprehensive job.
Well, thank you. I will say I wanted to announce part of what we're doing through Writers Chat is several of you have signed up for the Writers the website critique group.
Yes.
Those of you that have emailed me, I'm sending out an email just as soon as we're done here, after I get a drink of water. And then our first critique group is going to be this Thursday, the 11th, and it's the same time as Writers Chat. So if you will log in on Thursday at the same time, and I'm going to have, I think either Melissa or Johnny is going to help me host. I will send out an email. If your website is going to be reviewed, I will send you an email today just to be there for that. And if you're not going to be there, I'll do someone else's. And I'll also let you do what I did, and that is stay up and polish your website before. You're like me. It's like, companies come and grab the dust rag, okay? So if companies come into your website on Thursday, I will let you know so that you can be present and be ready for that. If you'd like to join that website critique group, it's not too late. Just send me an email, rhonda@dragomirgroup.com.
Yeah, we could record it. I don't know that that's something I want to make open to the general public. Sorry, guys. Sorry if you're watching this on the replay. But we could make it available to the group. So, let me think about that. Because we don't want anyone to, we want it to be very open and free, and people not worrying about recording who else is going to see it. So let us think about how we're going to do that. But it's a great opportunity. So if you're wanting your website critiqued by someone with Rhonda's expertise, this is a great chance to do that. And we will do this until we get through everybody that wants to do it. So it's not like, there are limited slots. Rhonda's being very generous with her time. And so, we want to make sure we get everyone, so make sure you let her know if you're interested. And next week, Bethany Jett will be with us to talk about conference prep. The week after that, we will have Cody Moorhead with us to talk about book covers. And we are just so thankful for everyone who's here in person. And if you've joined us on the replay, we're really glad that you've done that too. We ask you join us live every Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. We're here at Writers Chat. Till next time, bye-bye.